Welcome into the Punters Preview for the final time this autumn carnival. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly, ahead of a massive day of Group 1 racing at Royal Randwick. It's not sad because the carnival's over, but I'm joined as always by Katie Mallion. And Katie, we've had a good autumn, let's be honest.
Yeah, we have. We've found some winners, haven't we, Alex? I think we've done pretty well.
We have. Hopefully someone's been following. Hello to my grandma watching along at home. Val's made a couple of dollars, but Randwick this weekend, rails 6 metre 1,000 of the winning post, 5 metres the remainder. Track says soft 7 currently. You're in Sydney. What's the weather like?
Yeah, well, it has been raining, and every now and again we still get some showers. So I think it'll be in that soft range.
Yep.
So yeah, I've definitely done my form off some wet trackers.
We were due to get a wet day in Sydney, so at least it comes now, I suppose, after we did have the postponement of some meetings at Rose Hill.
Yeah.
But anyway, 4 races we're going to cover today, and we're covering off races 6 through 9. So the first race to cover off is the JRA Plate over 2,000 metres, or as I like to call it, the Wagga Cup warm-up. What do you like here, Katie?
Well, I don't think anyone missed the run of NCAP last start in the Doncaster. It was huge where he ran third. I think he's the bet. He's drawn well. Reece Jones can put him wherever he wants to put him. The only query for me is probably the distance, the 2,000 metres. But to me, the way that he's been just attacking the line, I think that he'll get the 2,000 metres. I think he's going to be really hard to beat.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I thought his run the Doncaster was fantastic. He does go up in weight. And if it wasn't Gary Portelli and Reece Jones, I reckon he'd be your clear favourite with a 3 in front of his name at the moment.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. There's another horse down the bottom I didn't mind at odds is Touristic. I think he's going really well for Peter Snowden, and Rachel King cannot be riding any better at the moment since coming back from Japan. So big watch on Touristic, horse number 13.
And for me, just throw in number 14, Flying Bandit, into your multiples, because I think he's a horse with a lot of upside. He's won 3 of his last 4, and Kerry Parker doesn't throw him in the deep end for no reason. So
he always finds a good horse, doesn't he, Kerry?
He always does. Race number 7 on the card is the Moulton Shandon Champagne Stakes. I'll be honest, I love that Moulton Shandon sponsor the Champagne Stakes. It's just, goes hand in hand with it. Obviously, the 2-year-olds can't drink, but I'm sure the owners of this race will. The barrier draws made this a little bit tricky.
It did. There's some really promising youngsters in this that I love, but I've had my eyes on this horse since he first started, and his name's Buffalo. I love him, and I've always thought this is the race for him. And after the barrier draw, I'm sticking with him. I can't jump off him just yet because I love nepotism. I think this horse is probably going to be the best horse that comes out of the race. But Buffalo drawing that barrier, he has some options. He can just sit wherever he wants to sit. And yeah, I just can't wait to see him over the mile.
Yeah, you think hopefully that Jay Collett can get him out from barrier 5. He did draw 4 in the size, but had to go back. So he can sit a little bit closer. He's hard to beat. But like you said, I'm a massive fan of nepotism, not just in the racing only, but the actual horse. Also, Federalist, he looks quite good as well. With a bit of luck, he'd be well in this race too. But did you notice that Kieran Ma snuck the stablemate up to Brisbane? We're going a bit off Broadway with this. There was, not State Visit. Navy Pilot has snuck up to Brisbane in race 1. So for punters who wanted to follow that out of the Sires last start, Brisbane race 1 on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. He loves that carnival up there, Kieran. So he'll be looking for some big targets. And State Visit, he's got to be one of the main chances. The only query for him is that barrier, how far back he's going to get from there.
Yeah. It's he's always looked like the 1,600 metre horse and even 2,000 in time. But this is a cracking race. But you're sticking with Buffalo. Don't mind him at all. It would be good to see David Atkins get a big winner once again. Let's move on to the all-age stakes over 1,400 metres. 1.5 million bucks on the line. Half of the TJ field lines up and some different form lines coming into this. But, geez, it looks well set up for Briasa here.
It does, and I'm with him. I'm sticking with him. I think he's a star in the making this grey. He can do no wrong. He can go forward, he can go back, he can relax, and he has such a powerful finish on him. I think he's definitely going to be the horse to beat. Did you like anything in this, Alex?
I was pretty keen on Briasa too. I was really against him in the TJ, just given the price that he was, and he was coming into weight for age. But the way that he won that race, stepping up the 1,400 metres, also being by Smart Missile, and he cut in the ground's not going to be an issue as well. Like, we've seen these Smart Missiles throughout time. They go really well. Broadsiding's the interesting one. I'm guessing that this is going to be his last start. 2,000 metres off a win, back to 1,400 metres where he's been deadly at in the past. It just sets up well for him once again, but does he have that killer punch at weight for age?
Yeah, well, it's going to be tough for him because no horse has ever done it. So I think the wetter the better too for him. But he is obviously quality. He's class all over. As you said, he ticks all the boxes. And drawing that barrier too, he's got to be a really, really big chance. And can't wait to see what the 3-year-old can do against the older horses.
Yeah, can't wait for that race. And our final race of the day that we're previewing here on the Punters Preview is the Hallmark Stakes over 1,200 metres. This is a bit of a step down here, and it's a little bit of a tricky one. But when you look at the weights and measures, given the set weights and penalties, one horse does stand out.
Yeah, look, it's a tough race. I actually went for some value here in Ostraka. I think he can give this race a good old shake. I think it'll come down to speed map, and I think this horse will go forward, but he won't lead them because I think the Queenslander, he'll be as my camera's just tipping to the side there. um I think Zarastro will be your likely leader, and he's going to be the horse to catch. So I think Ostraka off his back is going to be the one to be in, but with no great deal of confidence, Alex. Honestly, I found this race to be impossible.
Yeah, I'm with you there. But if we do see the best of Ostraka, I'm with you there. I think 1,200 metres might be his sweet spot. We saw him win. I know it was over 1,300 metres last prep, but here at Randwick in the Silver Eagle, he sat himself bang on speed and he was too good there from barrier 11. I think he'll roll across too. But yeah, it's a tough way to finish off the Punters Preview there. I've really thrown you some hard balls throughout this Punters Preview Autumn Carnival, haven't I?
Yes, you have, definitely. But we've had some good results. And have you had a highlight for the autumn?
I'll stick with finding Mahuna in the slipper because it's very rare that I find a good odds winner, especially in one of the grand finals. So I'll stick with Mahuna.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good find, and what a promising filly. Can't wait to see her back in the spring.
We'll have to ask you. We've got to find out because obviously you've been all over the world during the months of autumn. What's been your highlight? You can say it's Saudi or Dubai if you want, but has there been something at home? If it is,
it definitely wasn't Saudi, I'll tell you that much. But Dubai was a great experience. To see the Dubai World Cup meeting in action was pretty cool. But I'd have to say Via Sistina winning the Queen Elizabeth, the long range target for her, and to get redemption on last year was bittersweet.
Yeah, let's put it out in the universe. I'll put it out there because it may make for a cagey conversation at home that I want Via Sistina to take on Romantic Warrior as he goes for 4 Hong Kong Cups later this year.
Yeah, well, that'd be a tough one, wouldn't it? That would be very, very good to watch. But I don't think that'll happen.
No, I don't think it will either. But I had to throw it out there into the universe. But Katie, it's been an absolute privilege through the autumn to hang out with you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. I hope we get to do it back in spring.
Yeah, hope so then. Thank you once again for joining us on the Punters Preview.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.